Okay, I'm back on my Onkyo P301, which, let's see, we got a backup, yeah. Okay, this is the one that kept dropping the channel and doing funky things. I started to unplug it. I'd bought another unit, another P301, a used one. Of course, they don't make them anymore. And that one works fine, so I thought I'd go ahead and dig into this one, which I was talking to Felix Suna about replacing capacitors if they were bad, and he told me that they usually dome or they split or bulge or anything like that. So I got back in here and took circuit board off, well, out to where I can look at everything, and nothing is bulging or popping or doming on top, so the capacitors are good. Now the cover, you can tell that in certain areas there was an extreme amount of heat, and if you hold it up just right, you will see that the area over here is right above these capacitors, the big ones, and you'll see on the side, let me get this out of the way, you'll see powder, like a powder burn, if you will, coming from the bottom of this. And on the flip side of it, right underneath those, if you can see that, right in this area here and here, it also has that powder, like it got extremely hot. Now there are a couple other places on the board that look like they got a little bit of heat, and I'm trying to get this without trying to get this reflection, damn it. Anyway, I know we can see this because this is the heaviest area right here. All this is like overheating, but it didn't melt any of the covering on the circuit board. It's just got that powdery substance there, and a couple other little places have it too, but it comes right off. Now I don't want to wipe all this off because I might need to trace it, but I don't believe that that's dirt because that's that brownish color. Yeah, we'll get there. As you can see, it's that brownish, like overheating, almost like smoking type area. Then the other place that was hot on the cover, which would be in the corner up there, was right over the power supply. Well, I'm assuming this is the power. This coil is the power supply. So I imagine that is going to get hot, and I haven't taken that circuit board off to look under it, but I don't think the power supply would be causing one channel to drop out while everything else is working. So, question here is, do I have a bad capacitor? Now I've gone over the circuit board with a magnifying glass, and there are no loose connections or any bad solder joints or anything like that. There are no broken lines, and like I said, none of the coating on the circuit board is affected at all. In other words, it hasn't even wrinkled, from extreme heat. Usually this coating, this clear coat on circuit board, in past experiences with automotive things, it'll wrinkle, it'll get hot and kind of crinkle up. That hasn't happened. So, my question here is, this flaming or powder burn looking coming up from this big one, I don't think that there's any other powder on any of the other ones, just that really big one. Could that be a bad capacitor? Now, don't have ones to test this against, and I don't feel like taking the new or the working unit that I bought apart to test against this. If anybody has any ideas, I'd sure appreciate a little bit of insight on that. And I think I will pull the power supply circuit board too, just to take a look underneath it. But again, this is quit working on Source Direct, which means that all of these pods, or yeah, what do you call them? All these, you know, for balance and treble and whatever. I cleaned all them last time around. I cleaned the volume control because when I gave it a shot of real high volume, the channel would come on again. That quit happening. It seemed to work okay for a little bit after the cleaning last time, and then the channel dropped out again. Then it wouldn't work with the volume control being snapped up, you know, to give it more voltage, I guess, and channel didn't come up. And then unplugging the unit and leaving it unplugged for about 5 minutes, the channel came back, and now it isn't working at all anymore, the one channel. I've checked the plug. I did an ohms test with that, and that is going through the circuit board just fine. Both of them are. The unplugging it and plugging it back in has now quit also. The channel, in other words, is dead, and playing around with any of the controls or the electric or anything like that will not bring the channel back to life. So I'm wondering, maybe that capacitor is bad, but it's not bulged or not domed or anything. So yeah, I'm at a loss here. I don't know. If anybody has any advice, I sure would appreciate it. Okay, bye.